So I just finished my second trimester with baby number 3. Wait, what? You're pregnant? I didn't even know. But yes, I am pregnant with baby number 3. If you didn't know already, I have 2 girls. They are 4 and 5. And now that I am entering into my 3rd trimester, which actually feels so crazy to say out loud, feels like this pregnancy started off really slow and now it's like picking up, especially with the summer. Now the girls are starting school and we've got Halloween and the holidays just right around the corner. Everything is going so fast. So I wanted to just pause, take a moment to check in with you guys, let you know how things are going, and also answer some questions that you have related to my pregnancy, as well as how we're preparing the girls mentally and practically for such a huge change in our family. So let's just go ahead and dive in. Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Dr. Jasmine. Around here we talk about all things positive parenting, from potty training to discipline to tantrums to everything in between. So if you haven't already, consider hitting that subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. And shout out to my podcast fam. I see y'all. Thank you so much for leaving a rating and a review. It really does help to support my work. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, before we dive into my pregnancy chat, I just want to give you guys a free gift. If you haven't already checked out my free positive parenting discipline workshop, it's called How to Get Your Child to Listen to You Without Yelling, without doing all the things that we hate. It includes practical real world examples and just a step-by-step walkthrough on how to discipline with both connection but also some firmness. So go to themomspsychologist.com/workshop to watch that free workshop after you watch this episode or listen to this episode. Okay, so let's just dive in. I asked you guys to ask me some questions over on Instagram at The Mom Psychologist. If you are not following me over there, you should. It's a lot of fun, especially on my stories. And you guys asked so many great questions, so I'm going to try to answer as many as I can, and especially like the most common questions. So Tamia wanted to know, like, is this pregnancy harder than my other pregnancies? And I would say yes and no. I feel like pregnancy, just all around, whether it's your first child or your 5th child, presents with its own challenges. I think now that my body is older, I'm in my 30s, early 30s now, and so I feel like my body is just more tired, although I feel like I was tired in my other pregnancies, so I don't know. But so this could just be like, you know, biased right now because I'm actually going through the pregnancy. But I would say that it's more difficult. It feels more difficult on my body, and I started to feel more discomfort earlier on. It felt like with my last 2 girls, the 3rd trimester was the hardest, and rightfully so. You know, it's bigger and all of that. But it felt like with this pregnancy, starting from 1st trimester, it's just been hard on my body. And then 1st trimester was especially hard on during this pregnancy because I had a lot of morning sickness and a lot of vomiting and nausea, and I was just so sick and so tired and in the bed a lot. Another question I got was, did you experience any spotting or bleeding? No, I have not. Ashley wants to know names. So we do have one name picked out. For sure, if it's a boy, we'll name it that name, and then maybe if it's a girl, we'll also name that name. I'm not going to share the names until they get here. Just so you know, we are not finding out the sex until birth, which will be a fun, exciting surprise. We didn't do that with the girls. We found out during pregnancy, so I thought, you know what, let's change it up this time around. So we have one name picked out, but I feel like I need another one. So for context, we are all J names in our family. My husband, me, and my 2 girls, we all have J names. And so it has to be a J name. And I feel like I'm running out of J names. Drop some baby J names for girls, because we need some help. So let us know if you have any recommendations down in the comments. I will be reading them all. Tips on how you plan to care for kids while recovering and caring for a newborn. This is such a good question, and I haven't honestly thought that far in advance, but what I will say is thankfully, like, my husband is super involved and supportive and just right there with me, so I know he will be my right, my partner, if you will, my right hand man throughout this whole process. So I think we're just going to be dividing and conquering a lot of the times. He'll probably be with the girls, and I'll be with the baby, but who knows, we could switch off. I really haven't thought that far, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated on how it goes in terms of our 4th trimester with a newborn and the 2 girls. Thankfully, they were able to start school and get into that routine before the baby comes. It'll be like 3 months in between those 2 big changes, which is so perfect. Doesn't always happen this way, I know. So thankfully, they'll be in kind of a good routine when it comes to school and bedtimes and all of that by the time the baby comes. But I'll keep you guys updated. I'm sure it'll be a hot mess express. As somebody said, curious if you'll share due date. I'm due with my second on December 3rd. We are almost due date twins. I am due technically December 6th, although both of my girls came 2 to 3 weeks early. So I am planning for a late November, early December, who knows, baby. But December 6th is my technical due date. Oh, this is a good one. How do you manage being present with your kids while you are tired? This is a good one. And let me just first start off by saying I manage it by giving myself a lot of grace through this season. I know that my energy levels, and just to keep it real with you guys, my energy has been shot throughout this whole pregnancy, especially in the first trimester and even into like second trimester. My energy has just been so tired. It's been non-existent. I do find that I have the most energy in the mornings, and so I'm going to talk about this in my morning routine video, but I'm really trying to like change my perspective when it comes to the morning times, especially with my girls, and like really maximizing on that time before they go to school to spend time with them and connect with them in special ways. And again, I'll talk more about this in our morning routine video that I'm going to film for you guys really soon. But I really just try my best. I'm not perfect at this, but I try my best to connect with them in the mornings, because I know by the time I'm done working, by the time they're off of school, like, I am so tired. So the way that I manage it really though is giving myself a lot of grace. Again, my husband is so supportive and involved. He's been picking up a lot of the slack, and I'm so thankful for him. And so, we just we're just taking it day by day, honestly, taking it day by day, moment by moment. A lot of the times, in my first trimester, I was so sick, I wasn't even like doing the bedtime routine with them because I just couldn't. I couldn't even get out of bed. So a lot of the times we would read in the bed if I had enough energy to even do that. A lot of times my husband would take over, and now that I'm feeling better, I'm feeling a lot better since then. So now we divide and conquer the bedtime routine when it comes to like reading with the girls. We now go back to our we've gone back to our initial routine, which was where we were reading separately with the girls, which works out so much better for them. So I'm able to integrate things that I was doing before I got pregnant now into the routine, which feels nice, but it's not 100% there. And I'm sure with baby coming, there'll be changes along the way, and the girls have just been so flexible and so wonderful in terms of being understanding of things changing. Another question that I got was like, what is your favorite part of this pregnancy? Which I thought was a good question. And I would say like having the 2 girls being so cognizant and aware that there's a baby in my belly this time around has been a lot of fun. So my girls are 15 months apart. So when I was pregnant with my second, my oldest was only 15 months. So she didn't, or even younger than that. She was 15 months when her sister came. So she didn't really understand a lot of it, a lot of my pregnancy. And so it's been so fun this time around, like them being so aware, talking to the baby, and just, you know, rubbing my bump and just being so excited and aware that the baby is growing in my belly and gonna come out soon, and that they're gonna be big sisters, and is it gonna be a boy or a girl, and what is gonna be their name, and all kinds of fun stuff. It's been really fun to share this experience with them now that they are older. So another question that I got was about, you know, what is a pregnancy truth that is not really talked about? And one that came to mind was the fact that not all mothers and also fathers are, you know, excited and joyful when they find out that they're pregnant, and that it's a roller coaster of emotions and it's a process. And I think we as a society, we rush to congratulate the mom to be and the dad to be, and not really realizing that there's often a lot of mixed emotions about the pregnancy and a lot going on underneath the surface that we might not even realize. I'll never forget when I was actually training to be a psychologist, I was interviewing a dad for a child custody case, and you know, he shared, oh, we have a new one on the way. And I was so quick to be like, oh, congratulations. And my supervisor later like pulled me to the side and was like, you want to be mindful when people share about, you know, their pregnancy and babies on the way, that it's not always a joyful experience, and that there could be a lot of stress, a lot of emotions attached to the pregnancy. And so, you know, it's more helpful to, you know, especially as an interviewer, to, you know, ask them how they're feeling instead of just assuming that this is just something that they're excited about. And so that really stuck with me. And now that I am a mom and I've experienced a lot of mixed emotions during pregnancy, I can really relate to that, right? That yes, it's exciting and it's a blessing, and it's so fun to see your family grow. And there also can be, for a lot of moms and dads as well, mixed emotions and a lot of fear and a lot of stress and a lot of uncertainty. And just to be mindful of that and to really like hold space for that. And so, and I think, you know, because our society is so quick to be like, oh, congratulations, you know, like this is so great, I'm so excited. There's a lot of shame that can be attached if we're not automatically excited and joyful about the pregnancy. So I actually talk about that in my announcement video or my episode. So if you want to check that out, yeah, that might help, you know, anybody else that's out there that's experiencing mixed emotions during pregnancy and throughout pregnancy. Okay, another question that I got was like, what is the same and what is different about this pregnancy? I would say same thing. The same constant has been that I've had a supportive husband and family throughout this process. A lot of differences in terms of where I am in my career. Like with my first baby, I was finishing up postdoc and studying to get my license, and I actually got my license like a couple weeks before she was born. And then with my second baby, I was working as an independent contractor, and now I have my own business, and so things are like definitely changed in terms of where I am career-wise. Also, fun fact, we moved during our first 2 pregnancies. So when I found out we were pregnant with my first child, we were living in Hawaii, and I finished up my postdoc, and then we moved back to California, where we're from and where all our family is, a couple months before I gave birth. And then for my second, we were in an apartment, and then we moved to a house. And this is the first pregnancy I haven't moved. Although I think about it all the time and want to move, it's just not the right time for us just yet. So we will be staying put for baby number 3. But I think those are some of the biggest differences, is like where we were financially, career-wise, location, and yeah. And then another question I got was, how do you navigate self-care with little ones? And again, just like the, you know, staying present, it is a ongoing process, an ongoing journey, but one of the things that really helps me is developing really good routines. I thrive off of routines, and so I have recreated a routine that works really well for me now that I am pregnant, and it's around evening routines. So that is one of the times, other than early mornings, where I get, time to myself. So after we put the girls down, and we actually put them down earlier now that they're in school and they're not taking naps, so the evenings are my sacred time, where I read, take a shower, journal, watch videos, like do whatever I need to do to kind of pour back into myself. I've been really into reading during this pregnancy, and so that's been a lot of fun. And yeah, so I would say what helps me in terms of self-care and also staying present as a mom in general is just making sure that every day I am pouring back into myself and not just mindlessly scrolling on Instagram or even YouTube, but actually trying to cultivate a better reading practice, journaling, and all of that, because I know that that really does fill my cup more than social media can. But of course we all do it, and I still do it from time to time, but I've really just been trying to be conscious of doing other things with my time during the evening, and it's really been helping. Now, first trimester, all transparency, I was so sick, it was all about scrolling and just trying to get through the day, and now that I'm feeling better is now when I'm able to let's read and do all of that. Also too, I got really into fiction books. I read a couple Colleen Hoover books. She's awesome and amazing, and now I'm back into nonfiction, but that's been fun. Just like reading more has been a huge part of my self-care. Okay, and one of the most commonly asked questions was, how are we preparing the girls for the new baby? And so this process really started early on. The minute that we found out we were pregnant, I think a couple days later is when we told the girls. So I was early on into my first trimester, and for our own personal reasons, we decided to tell them early, and so this process has started since then, and we talk about the baby often, especially now that my bump is bigger. So they're always, like I said earlier, like talking to the baby and telling the baby what we're doing, and just like really excited about the baby and can understand that there's a baby in my belly and all of that fun stuff. And so while they are excited, I know that it is not uncommon and very normal for kids to experience a range of emotions, especially when reality sets in and baby actually gets here. And everything is changing around them in terms of, their routines and schedule, and, how me and dad are feeling and our energy and all of that, and just our, attention changing. So, we normalize those things, like we're normalizing them now, even though they're not technically maybe experiencing them because reality hasn't set in. I think it's really important to start planting those seeds. Like, yes, this is very exciting. Yes, we are so happy that baby is here, and we also might be having other feelings, like maybe some fear or jealousy or sadness or even anger, and like just laying it all out there. Every now and then I'll plant those seeds of a full range of emotions is all normal and healthy and okay and to be expected. And one of the things that I have come back to a couple times with my girls so far, and I definitely plan to do it more as a baby gets here, as I get closer to delivering the baby, is letting them know, like, there will be times where you feel left out, or you feel lonely, or you just want to connect with mommy and daddy, and you feel like the baby is in the way, right? And you want more attention, love, connection. There will be those times, and when you feel that way, I don't want you to keep it to yourself. I want you to tell us right away so we can fix it, right? Like, just letting them know that this feeling is so normal and so healthy for it to come up. It will probably come up. And so I want you to know what you can do so that you're not alone with your feelings, because I want to know, as your mommy, I want to know when you're having those feelings so that I can fix it. or I can do my best to fix it. I might not be able to fix it right in that moment, but I want to know because I want to work through it as a team, if you will, right? And so that has been something that we've talked about maybe a couple times. And then again, like I said, I'll be further like reinforcing this as I get closer to the baby coming, and even months into the baby being here, or even years, right? Like, it's okay. And so the girls already know, we already have a relationship about, you know, like, hey, if you need more attention or you feel left out, like, let me know. Use your words and let me know, hey mommy, I need more attention. Hey mommy, I feel left out, or whatever it is. Like, I have already like normalized this in the relationship. And so I think even more so with the baby coming, though, it'll be important to further reinforce it and remind them, right? Feelings are all okay. All feelings are okay, and I want to know so that we can work through it. The other thing that I have started to do is call both of my girls baby number 1, baby number 2. And then we've got baby number 3, so that they feel included. They know that they are still my babies, and nothing is going to change with baby number 3, and that they feel like they're a part of it. And they always like smile and giggle, and I can tell that they like it. And they'll say, hey, baby number 1. And I'll be like, come here, baby, or they'll say, hey, baby number 3, you know, and, you know, I'll refer to them as baby number 1 and baby number 2. And again, I think that's also helped them feel less left out and more included in this whole process. The other thing that I do with the girls is, as they're talking to baby, I am talking back to them as if, you know, it was the baby, if that makes sense. So just letting them know baby loves you so much. Baby's so proud of you, especially if especially as they have started this new transition with starting school. Just letting them know, like, baby is so proud of you and they can't wait to follow in your footsteps, and they're rooting for you and they love you so much. Just to kind of help them, you know, develop a relationship already with the baby, even though they haven't met them. And then as we get closer, we'll start to talk about exchanging a gift. So they're going to pick out a gift for the baby, and then the baby's going to also give them a gift at the first moment that they meet. So there's a fun little gift exchange. And also we'll be reading tons of books. We haven't really done that just yet, but we will load up on lots of books. I have a whole list, and if you're watching on YouTube, I'll leave the link to my book recommendations down below in terms of like children's books that help with new siblings, because we will be loading up on lots of books, I am sure, in the next couple months. And for now, we've been doing lots of play around baby and going to the doctor, and that was the other thing. They were very involved before they started school in going to the doctor's appointments, which they loved to see the baby on the ultrasound. And they just came with me to my glucose test. And so they've been very involved in participating in this like process and going to the doctor's visits, which has also been, I think, another thing that's helped them. Now that they're in school, it's less, of course. But I think that's most of what, you know, how the preparation process has been going. And I hope that helps you if you are planning on having another baby or currently pregnant. Let me know if you have any other questions on how to best prepare little ones for the process. And I also just think, and I'll end with this, you know, we can do the best preparation, which we should. We can do all of the things like read books and play and have conversations, and just knowing that, you know, this will be their process and every kid will adjust to the new baby in their own way. And that even if they're super excited and seem like they're prepared and ready, that, you know, when reality actually sinks in and the baby is here, can be a whole nother, you know, story. And I think one of the best ways we can really prepare our child for this change is just to work on our relationship with our children and foster that deep connection, and just creating that sense of safety and security in the relationship will help them through any change that they go through, whether it's expected or unexpected. And so I think as you're thinking about, okay, how can I prepare my child for change, whether it's a new sibling or moving or a new school or what have you, that the best thing that you can do is foster a healthy, safe, connected relationship with your child. And that starts with just, you know, one-on-one play and these conversations about their feelings, and really just welcoming all of the parts of them, even the messy feelings and the messy behaviors, welcoming and accepting all parts of our little ones, and really just being their ally and their teammate throughout the process is one of the best things that we can do. So that's what I'm leaning on. And again, we can do all the preparation and they could still have a hard time, and that's all okay, right? All feelings are okay, and it's their process to control, and every child will adjust to change in their own way, in their own time. So I'm leaning on that as well. But I hope that this was helpful. Let me know if you have any other questions about my pregnancy or any other videos you want me to do, or episodes, I should say. Let me know down in the comments if you're watching on YouTube. Also, drop some baby names, baby J names for girls, because we need some help. So let us know if you have any recommendations down in the comments. I will be reading them all. All right, that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.